This hunt was a quick trip with my brother to northern Michigan. Our dad lives here, and camp was with him and two close family friends. This is a place where I grew up, and although only for a few years as a kid, I come back often enough that I can assess all the changes in my life in between trips. And in a way, you can say I'm still growing up here. And this trip started like every other. Map reading, e-scouting, boots on the ground. Hell, right here I'm talking about how terrible my wind was that first evening. But this spot was 40 minutes from camp, and it quickly became obvious that this trip was less about the hunt for me, but rather who I was with. You see, there wasn't a person in this camp who could have recognized themselves from a year ago. We've all gone through changes, and we've all had some unexpected growth.
I wound up changing locations. This is significantly closer to camp. And there's a bowl. I think I'm in the bowl that the deer like to use. But I haven't been here since turkey season in the spring, so I don't know if I'm in the right spot or not, but when I was walking in, there was a doe in front of me about 40 yards from here, so I kind of figured, don't push in too deep if you're already seeing them. Pushed in a little bit deeper from where I was this morning. When I got down this morning, I walked in about another 200 yards and I found what kind of looks like a hub, just some small hills rolling into a bottom. And we got two fresh scrapes over there and a scrape over here that was not here this morning, so this seems like it's going to be a good spot. Just going to have to give it time.
In the final minutes of that sit, a small buck comes into 40 yards. And although a lot of hunters are comfortable with making a 40-yard shot, I am not. I make 30 yards my max. But he is perfectly distracted making a rub, so I try to line up for a shot. But I can notice there's a lot of debris between him and I, so he gets a very reluctant pass.
This was the last morning hunt of the trip. This morning and last night I saw two different bucks use a little valley as a exit and entrance to bedding. So I moved my setup 40 yards to the west to kind of put myself in the bottom third of that valley for this evening. And as I was getting my last stick strapped to the tree, my dad texted me and said my brother just shot a deer. And it's 10 o'clock in the morning and they're on their feet, which is awesome. So, we're gonna go drag a deer.
What'd you do?
Shot
a buck. Decent shot, not the best, but I think it got the job done. I think it got done pretty quick. First blood looked really, really good, so I just came out, loaded my stuff.
The way you described it to me, I think you're golden.
What's that?
The way you described it to me, I think you're golden.
I think so too.
And there's first blood. And the fun begins.
And there's bubbles. Lots of bubbles.
Keep an eye out.
Blood? Oh, yeah. Nice job. Entrance side.
Would have been the other one.
Drop the arrow somewhere. Northern Michigan. Public land.
Love it.
Good body.
Awesome.
How's it feel?
Feels good. I think. Yeah, this is the first Michigan buck. I've gotten doe up here before, but never a buck.
I couldn't think of a more classic-looking rack
I know.
For Michigan.
for Michigan,
For-
Northern Michigan public land buck.
Northern Michigan
That's
public
awesome.
land, yeah.
Love it.
Very cool.
He snapped off when he was in velvet. Yeah, that's awesome.
If you look at where you were at,
Yeah.
and he was about right here.
Yeah, he just followed his rim.
Yeah, he just rimmed it right across.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, he came in. He got within 12 yards, but he was behind a bunch of stuff, and he had gotten downwind of me, and he kind of backtracked a little bit. I wound up drawing back on him 3 times, because every time I thought he was going to get to a window, he'd stop and sniff the air again, and then take a different route. And he gave me a window between a couple of small trees about that wide at 27 yards. Shot him at 30, which is why I think it's a little high. But 27 yards, I grunted at him, he stopped, and that was all she wrote.
Do a photo for camp.
I couldn't tell you the last time I've drug a deer with my brother. Not from a lack of success, but from a lack of availability. He's married with kids and has little time to hunt. My schedule is much lighter with obligations. And normally, a drag can't go fast enough. But this one seemed to go just a little too quickly. But so does all the good things in life. We can try to slow things down, but the inevitable escape of time often passes us by before we even know it. I'm about to turn 30, and I'm surprised to see who I am now compared to 20, or 25, or hell, even 29 was a different man. But that's how it's supposed to go. We're supposed to change. We're supposed to grow. We should remain the same at the core, but our edges are chiseled and eroded by experiences and time. And honestly, I hope that doesn't stop. We should anticipate the result, but always be conscious of and remember the process.